Hey everyone, it's Miranda. Welcome back to my channel. Here I review products you won't feel guilty buying and do looks you can actually recreate at home. If you're new here, hey, subscribe, become a member of the Slash Squad. When we hit 10,000, I'm going to be doing an international giveaway full of high-end and drugstore makeup. I'm so excited for this video because, as you know, I love focusing on drugstore and budget beauty and how to keep up with the latest beauty trends without breaking the bank, but I also love showing you how to get more high-end makeup for a deal. So a couple weeks ago, I was trolling the Ulta Beauty website. I was just kind of seeing what was out there, doing a little online window shopping, and I came across two eyeshadow palettes that were from higher end brands, but they were actually really affordable. So I had my friends at Ulta send them to me to test out so I could share them with you because I think that they're a really good opportunity for you to try out brands you may not be able to get your hands on the regular, but really have like a taste of them without spending too much money. These are the palettes. They are from Urban Decay and Tarte, two amazing brands. I'm sure you've seen so many of their great products from other YouTubers. I love them both. I've tried a lot of products from both, but they're both brands that I can't necessarily treat myself to all the time. But both of these palettes are $29. I'm going to do an overview of both of these palettes and tell you why I think they are both absolutely worth the $29 price tag, especially for everything that you're getting. So I'm going to start with the Tarte Maneater Palette. Now this is a limited edition palette. It dropped in December, so I would say it's going to be available at least for several more months, but if you are interested in grabbing it, don't wait. I would say grab it as soon as you can. Another thing to note is that if you want to pick this up in stores, you're only going to be able to find it at Ulta. It's also online on Ulta's website or Tarte's website. It's not going to be in Sephora. It's not going to be in any other stores. So I guess you could call it an Ulta exclusive, but like I said, you can also get it on Tarte's website. And I know it kind of looks small. It's pretty much the size of the palm of my hand, but I will show you inside and maybe you'll feel a little bit better about the investment. So we open it up and we do have a full-size mirror on this side. Very nice for traveling. And we have 8 shades in this palette. These pans are full size for Tarte. They're the same size pan that you'll find in their larger eyeshadow palettes, and we have 7 eyeshadow shades and then 1 highlight shade that can either be used on the eyes or even on the face as well. So if we take a closer look, you can see that you do have a lot of neutral shades in this palette, but it does lean warm. It has those rosy tones and it has a mix of matte and metallic finishes. I am in love with Tarte for including so many beautiful mattes in their palettes, but especially this one, it has just a really great balance of the finishes. You guys know I hate when eyeshadow palettes completely ignore mattes because I feel like they're very essential in completing a look. So you do have these dark shades to do like the crease or definition, you have the light shades to put all over the lid or highlight with, and then you have some medium shades that you can use to do transition. So I did swatch these earlier, so let me just go through the swatches with you and you'll see how pigmented these shadows are. So first we have Meow. It is a matte cream shade. Then we have Passion, which is a matte beige shade. It kind of leans a little bit yellow peachy. Then we have Foxy, which is that beautiful gold I was talking about. Next up is Purr, which is a matte medium mauve. Then we have Saucy, which is this matte orangey brown. Then we have Hypnotic. Like I said, this is a dark rosy shade. Then we have Midnight, which is a chocolate brown. Lace is our universal highlight shade. Very impressed with how the lighter matte shades show up on my skin tone. It's very hard to find light matte shades that are that pigmented. It might be a little bit of a learning curve if you've never worked with the Tarte Amazonian Clay shadows before, which is what this formula is. It's extremely soft, extremely buttery, extremely pigmented as you've seen, but you really don't need a lot of pressure at all with your brush to pick up the product. In fact, if you do put too much pressure on the shadow, you're gonna start to get a lot of powder. You can see my palette's even getting a little bit powdery, and also you might get some fallout. You don't need that much. Just a little tap in the pan will do to give you a lot of color, and that way you can build up to the intensity you want as well. And when you do use the lighter hand, it'll also be easier for you to blend, and these blend out like a dream, and I think they just did a really great job at curating the shades for this palette. They all work really well together. You can go super subtle daytime, you go super dramatic smoky with those metallic and dark shades. So this for me is like the perfect travel palette. A lot of different look options to achieve. The palette itself is super slim, and like I said, at $29, I honestly do think that this is absolutely worth it. You're getting 8 really, really high quality shades, and yeah, you're not gonna be disappointed with this. Next up, we have the new Urban Decay Nocturnal Shadow Box, and they've come out with these types of eyeshadows for years now. In fact, my very first Urban Decay palette was one of these shadow boxes. I forget which one it was called, but it was in like a gray packaging with like a purple flower on it. So this type of Urban Decay palette is very near and dear to my heart. Again, we open it to an almost full-size mirror here, so really, really great for taking on the go. And we have 12 shades in this palette. Obviously, these are smaller pans than you might see in other Urban Decay palettes, such as the Nakeds, where they're longer. In fact, probably one Naked shade is probably 2 of these pans put together, but you're still getting so much pigment and a lot of quality in these shadows that you don't need a lot. I don't see you hitting pan on these really, really quickly. Now, unlike the Tarte palette, this one is definitely for those of you who want to add a lot more color to your looks. We also have less matte shades, so for me, this isn't a palette that I would necessarily take with me traveling and have it be like the one and done palette. It's definitely more of a supplemental, although I did use this palette to create my entire look today, which is this blue smoky eye. So let me go through the swatches with you on this one. First up, we have ABC Gum, which is this matte cream that has peach undertones to it. It's really great for all over the lid to help blend. Then we have Midnight Cowboy Rides again. This is a classic Urban Decay shade. It's sold as a single. It's like a pinky champagne, really light and metallic. Then we have Baby, which is a baby pink with a satin finish. Next up is Half Baked, which again is another iconic Urban Decay shade, sold as a single. It's like a champagne-y gold. Then we have Riff, which is this really interesting peachy orange shade with subtle shimmer, and the shimmer is gold in this one. Then we have Delete, another one of the mattes, which is this dark cool brown. Next up is Fireball, which is a very interesting pink shadow with kind of an orange undertone to it, or an orange shift. It's almost duochrome. Then we have Backfire, which is a purple with a little bit of a pink shift to it. Then we have Lounge, another great shade that has a green to brown shift. Next is Armor, which is a typical slate gray steel shade with a metallic finish. Then we have Heroine, probably my favorite shade in the whole palette. It is just this rich satin navy blue. And then we have Blackout, which is a very, very rich deep matte black. Now, just a little note, because a lot of these shades do have shimmer, sometimes blending them into each other can get a little muddy. So I would suggest sticking to maybe 2 shimmer shades per look and then complementing with mattes either from this palette or another palette. And again, the Nocturnal palette's only $29. And I know that the pans are a little small, but you are getting 12 great shades. Some of them super classic Urban Decay shades, like Half Baked was one of my first Urban Decay singles that I got back in like 2007 or something. For me, I like having a palette to hold on to and just see all the shades at once rather than having a bunch of singles, because I have Urban Decay singles personally. I have singles from other brands and I'll use them maybe once or twice if I remember. I know that I'm going to use this more than buying individual shades, and obviously it's cheaper than buying the individual singles. You can kind of get a feel for what shades you like, and then if you really say like, oh my god, I went through Half Baked so quickly and it's obviously a shade I love, you can go buy that single. $29 at Ulta for both of these high-end palettes from brands that we all know and love. I will leave all the links below if you want to check these out. I would say grab them while you can, because since they are so affordable, they're probably going to sell out pretty quickly. Let me know which of these 2 palettes you liked better in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts, and give a big thumbs up if you like videos like these where I can show you higher end products you can get on a budget. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so we can do that giveaway for y'all. I make new videos every week and I hope to see you at my next one. Bye!